Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we began the timeline where Mouse is the traitor. We have unfortunately teamed up with Rooster and killed Snake, and now we are about to kill Sheep to be our next victim. It's sad, but it's necessary because we want to survive. But it's our turn to play the role of the evil players. Anyway, poor Sheep. She seemed so innocent. Operative word seemed. Everyone brought here for a reason. Still, I couldn't help but feel the fire of guilt grow in intensely lying to her. He was awfully gullible. Getting her to follow me to the designated spot took almost no effort at all. I lure her there, and right as we got near the staircase, thud. Once again, Rooster didn't hesitate to carry out the deed. Thank you. That honestly, I may tell Rooster to shut up or not, but like when asked to do something, and obviously for good reason, Rooster will actually come through. So, which was a solid one with one solid swing. Sheep hit the floor. I didn't watch, but it was pretty obvious what had happened. That felt dirty. It had to be done. Oh, I know. But I didn't like that one bit. Killing an old creep like Snake? I can work with that. Killing a pure soul like Sheep? That's like a month of nightmares like that at least. She's not a pure soul. Oh, but she was. I could see it in her eyes and her beautiful hair. Okay, dude, whatever you say. Please don't turn into a creep on me. What's creepy about giving a girl some compliments? She's already dead, so that's probably the thing you shouldn't be complimenting on. Giving a girl you just murdered a compliment. I see your point. Praise withdrawn. Okay, well, see, he's being reasonable. So, yeah. Anyway. But now one kill each, so that's something. We're not going back onto that. We need to focus on preparing the next steps. What else is there to do? Well, we need to decide on some things. First of all, just to be clear, you know your story, right? Yeah, I know it. I've got it. What's the story? I'm searching through the classroom, finding like a trinket, a second where please leave out the brags. They're just going to invite a suspicion. Okay, geez. I was doing average searching in the classroom when I see Snake walk by. You see Snake? Yeah, that was the story, right? Are you sure it was Snake? Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, you're not. He was wearing a mask, right? Oh right, I should mention that. Honestly, forgetting for a second what would probably be in character. Just remember to say it at some point. Right. I think I'm thinking about getting you a witness to make sure seem more reliable. A witness? Right. You should you get somebody to search a classroom with you. You'd be the only one to see Snake, of course. But just having somebody around when you see it should make the story more believable. Oh, then we should do it. But bringing in somebody else like that is risky. We can't control their behavior, and it might end up causing some trouble. Okay, then we shouldn't do it. Still, if it worked out, it would do wonders for your believability. I'm confused. Should we do it or shouldn't we? Rooster, I'm saying there's a risk associated with doing it, and risk associated with not doing it. Okay, I'm telling you, as the thinky one, what's your best? Which is our best option? Save time. If we ignore. I think no witness. If we do no witness, then no one can see ahead of time what went wrong, because no one can say no, that didn't happen like that. So I think no witness, personally. Because if we get a witness, who can we... Because unless it's like Tiger, who... Well, no, Tiger's definitely too stupid to say something, so I'm going to say no witness. Bring in extra... anyone extra can make things needlessly complicated. The story's good enough on its own. Any additional aspects will just increase the chances of somebody going horribly wrong. Okay then. It'll be up to me to carry out a brilliant story. Anyway, say that a bit after Snake walks by, you heard someone, some crashing noise. You walked out and then found the body. After that, you call out and gather as many people as possible, bringing the group on it. And you'll be far away from this. After all, as your partner, it's important that I seem as innocent as possible. I guess that makes sense. So we're all decided? It appears we are. The dice are cast, so to speak. So let's see if we had the winning roll. And just like that, we put a plan into action. Rooster, for his part, would wait a bit before discovering the body. Meanwhile, I searched in an area far away from where the body was found. Soon enough, I heard a commotion begin to arise. Rooster had drawn the group's attention towards the body. I joined in and stood in a newly discovered body. Everyone panicked, and it was very sad at death. Horse in particular looked like he was barely holding in his rage. It was very troubling, very tragic. To most people. For my part, I tried my best to play the part of grieving, scared girl. Rooster volunteered the story we had concocted. Ox listened in a very focused on the look on his face. He was in full investigative mode. So Snake walks towards this direction a bit later. The body shows up, and he's not even around. Where could he be? Well, in fairness, it's not like we have everybody. There's still a few people in further areas of the school still investigating, blissfully unaware of this. Should we try and go at them? Well, in a bit. For now, let's try not to crowd too many people around the scene. That can lead to an issue. And Rooster, you're the only one who can verify the story of yours. I think calling it a story is giving me a bit too much credit. Memory is more accurate, though I admit my narration added a lot. You are the only one who can verify this. Yes, I was searching alone when it happened. Done with interrogation, Ox walked over to the body and leaned to take a closer look. Trying to look helpful, I followed him. Bent over and looked down too. It appears that she was struck from the side. She was likely walking by when the assailant clung to with the statue nearby. You mean this thing? Dog walked over to the statue and tried picking it up. So Tiger's not here. Horse was supposedly here, but not here. Dragon hasn't spoken up. Don't tamper with the evidence. I'm investigating. It's what the investigation looks like. Oh, really? What keen insights are you picking up right now? The statue's heavy. Fascinating. Anyways, that's not a lot to the crime. Seems pretty open and shut that the killer just hit her over the head with the statue and then fled. Fortunately for us, there's a staircase right near the scene of the crime, which means there could be it could be easy for the killer to slip away without being spotted. But they were spotted, weren't they? Well, I think one mystery is on everyone's mind. And what's that, Rooster? Why on earth Snake walked over there seeing the crime? A true enigma. Well, Rooster, I think we are assuming that's all because he's the killer. Oh, so just because he happened to walk to the scene of crime, there's a dead and there's a dead body. He made the dead body? Yes. Tush, tut, tut. Bunny, you've fallen into the eldest logical fallacies around. Causation does not equal correlation. There are many possible explanations for Snake's movement. For example, perhaps he is a vampire. Rooster, isn't vampire spelled with an I? No, hold on. Give me a minute. A very creepy, ambiguous old Knew very creepy, ambiguously old. Knew a lot of things he shouldn't know. I think he's got a vampire bingo going. He was lured to the scene of the crime and followed the sweet, sweet smell of blood. And it explains where he went. When he heard people coming, he simply turned into a cloud of fog, as a vampire might. Well, okay, I appreciate the thought, Rooster. The vampire angle is very possible to look at. Thank you for acknowledging him, Bunny. No, it isn't. It's stupid. Don't humor him. Rooster, could you please take this seriously? I am. Oh, you're some sort of non-believer. I beg you to shut up. I beg you. I'm just saying that if we're dealing with vampires, we gotta be prepared for it. I'm not even seeing any stake on any of you. Would a vampire have grey hair? I thought they would. The whole deal would be that they were, like, internally young or something. That doesn't prove anything. Snake could have been dyeing his hair. To make him look older? Yeah, it gives him a real wizened look. Well then, that raises the question: do the carpets match the Doug? No, we are not. No. What is this? What is this story gone to? Good question. Bad question. The worst question. The anti-question. I'm on Ox's side again. Bad questions all around. You guys realize you're standing in front of a dead body, right? Allegedly dead. That was a perfectly good investigation. It was fine. What happened? I had to admit, I was surprised. I had secretly been kind of worried that Rooster wouldn't be able to hide what we had done, but he was acting like normal. Even more so than myself, really. I guess he was a better actor than I gave him credit for. Actually, Rooster, there's something about your testimony. You never mentioned that Snake was carrying the statue. Well, because I didn't see him carrying it. You didn't? In fairness, it was kind of caught by the back of, caught the back of him, and even then, only from one side. It's heavy, but it's not a large statue. He could have easily been holding it, and I would have missed it. Very well then. Does anyone know where the statue came from? It's not very far from here. I think it would have come from there. Okay, let's all investigate over there. And like that, the group headed over a nearby art room. So, what are we doing here? Just looking for anything out of place. The group spread throughout the room. Someone needed to open the closet. It took for too long. Rooster was probably going to step in. However, lucky for us, Bunny opened it by himself without prompting. And when he did, out fell Snape's stripped corpse to shock everyone. The room once again in chaos at the discovery of another dead body. Sheep's death was no longer an isolated incident and the beginning of a pattern. Everybody had suddenly had asked themselves, am I next? Most everybody here at any rate. Before too long, the investigation began once more. And there goes our prime suspect. Because, of course, we can't just have an open and shut case. Life never gives out freebies like that. Not when you're on a losing streak like this. I'm just confounded by the state of this corpse. I mean, why strip the man? Why indeed? Well, the glass half full. Now we can check that earlier question pretty easily. I thought we had dropped that. What gives you that impression? Okay, correction. I had hoped we had dropped that. It's clear that he was stabbed to death. I mean, even I noticed that. So, shouldn't there be blood around here? There is, on the floor right here. But it's been wiped away, but poorly. With everyone focused on the immediate crime scene, there was no way they were going to find the last bundle of evidence they needed to solve it. Yes, I had to handle it. I harmlessly wandered over to the door and looked down. I found a bundle of evidence I had left, so I grabbed it and called out to the others. Hey guys, look what I found. What is it? It looks like we all now know where Snake's clothes are. And here's Snake's mask. And here's a bloody knife. This knife is definitely what killed Snake. Mouse, where did you find this again? It was sitting behind the door. What, just lying there? Like, on the floor like that? Yeah, it wasn't hidden the best. Okay then. What could this mean? Why are the like that here? Rooster saw Snake walk over to where sheep was found, right? If he killed the sheep, then who killed him? So horse is here, okay then. It couldn't oh yeah, Monkey's not here as well. It couldn't have been anyone in this group. It has to be someone still missing. Horse, are you suggesting that the murder took place while we were gathered around Sheep's body? I think that assumption that Snake killed Sheep is because he showed up there. Maybe he saw the murderer killing Sheep, and then he was sliced. If that was the case, why would the crime scene be all the way over here? Dog's probably right. I have to imagine that there could be one person capable of this cruelty. That damn killer, murdering Snake, then Sheep. That's interesting. Mouse, why do you think they killed Snake first? Why not the other way around? Seriously, how bad could I be at this? But it's fine, I can recover. Just needed to think fast. A plausible excuse. The location of the crimes? The body type of the victims. Oh yeah, no, the weapons, because obviously the weapon came from here, so it'd be pointless to go back here then hide it here. So yeah, so save the weapon of the crimes. The thing about the weapons of each crime. The kitchen knife comes from the cafeteria. It was used on the victim found in the art room. And the statue from the art room would be used on the victim found in the hallway. When you look at it from that perspective, the order of events match pretty obvious. The killer brought the knife from the art room. The killer brought the knife to the art room, killed, left the knife, took a statue, killed, left the statue. The alternative would be rather odd. I mean, the killer brought the statue from the art room, killed, left the statue, got a knife, returned to the art room, then returned to the art room that they had got the statue from, killed, and then left a knife. Well, you're definitely making some assumptions there, but you're right. It would make more sense if Snake was killed first. Hey, am I the only one weirded out by the fact that the killer is some sort of dirty perv? I mean, they practically have a room full of detectives. We practically have a room full of detectives at this point. Is nobody going to point that out what that means? We're thinking about it, Rooster. We're just stumped by it. It doesn't mean they have any purpose, at least. None that we can see. It's all nonsense, right? Huh? Here's the story. As was this evidence. The more I look at it, the more it's a load of nonsense. When you think about it, two people stand out far as suspicious than the other. Rooster and Mouse. Oh? I agree. Rooster, shut up. Ox, what are you talking about? What do you mean we're suspicious? Well, isn't it obvious? There are other things that I can point out. The fact that neither of you two have an alibi whatsoever. Now, the killer just left those clothes on the ground, anyone barely hidden at all. A Rooster was the only one to see Snake walk by. And, but to belay the point would be the waste of time. The bottom line is, the whole thing seems rather showy to me. Everything that you've said can be easily explained. With the attention on me, nobody noticed Rooster picking up the kitchen knife, the table, and then the other evidence. With everyone's attention on me, Bunny wasn't on guard and realized that Rooster's growing killing intent. With everybody's attention on me, Rooster was able to get a running start, killing everyone before he realized he had just slit Bunny's throat. It wasn't much of a head start though, because only moments later everyone started chasing after him. Everyone with one exception. Ox, right? Horse stayed in the room, eyes locked with me. He glared. Now, I don't know anything about... Before I could even finish my objection, Horse grabbed my arm and pulled me closer. He pulled me in a sleeper hold, and there's no way I could resist. Now, I don't know if he killed me there and then, or if I died sometime after that. But I do know, after going under the horse's grasp, I wouldn't be waking up again. 2 diamonds. Getting away with murder isn't easy as it's made out to be. There's a little thing that ends up getting you. Mishandle a murder, and you might find yourself going through the whole world of trouble to tie up the loose ends. If Mouse makes a minor mistake, sharp eyes will catch you soon enough. Okay, so is this means we're supposed to have an alibi? We're supposed to give Rooster an alibi? To get a witness. Get a witness. A witness will help a lot. Let's get one. Great. That brings us up to a new problem. If somebody's going with you, you only need a natural reason to go check out the crime scene. Couldn't I just say that I wanted to go check on what Snake was doing? Maybe, but I don't know how believable that would be. That would be for the best if you heard a noise that drew you to there, like a crash or something. Okay, that would be great. If it sounded like the murder, that'd give me an alibi for the crime, solidifying the story further. Sure, but make sure that sound is probably... I'd probably have to do it. I could push Sheep down the stairs, but that'd likely do it, but... what's the hesitation? If you guys come right after that, I could only get so far from the crime scene. I'd probably end up in pretty close proximity, and thus end up as a suspect. Oh, come on. I've been doing the heavy lifting so far. I mean, the actual murders and... and the star testimony and whatnot. You should at least get your feet wet the whole murder plot, Waters. It'll be fun. Don't say that. Make the noise? Yeah, sure. I trust Roosters. Gonna have to risk it. Well, it will be decidedly not be. However, I don't see much choice in the matter. If it helps our odds, I say we do it. Great. Then we're decided. It appears we are. The dice are cast, so to speak. Let's hope it's a winning roll streak. Okay, cool. Nope. And just like that, we put our plan into action. Rooster, for his part, went to look for someone to search the area with him. Meanwhile, I had in the classroom right next with the sheep's body. Soon enough, I heard Rooster and Pig talking in the nearby classroom. Good pick. I think I had to go. I walked over the sheep's body with some hesitation, pushed down the stairs. I immediately headed back down to the classroom further down the hallway. After pausing a beat or two, I walked in, after Rooster and Pig had already made the scene. From there, the entire group was called for. I slowly began to gather around the crime scene. Everyone was panicked and very sad at the death. Horse in particular looked... Yeah, cool. Pig, for her part, verified what she could. Ox listened and posed on a very intense face. Cool. And Rooster, you were with Pig at the time this happened. Yes, sir. We were looking around together. Yeah, Rooster was with me when he saw Snake. Although, I didn't see him myself, but you heard the crashing noise a bit later. Right, that's what drew us to the crime scene. Alright, it all checks out. Cool. Mouse, you were searching in the nearby classroom, weren't you? Yeah, why? I think it'd be curious. Hold on, you don't suspect me, are you? Lay off the horse. The sight is too heavy for a girl of her stature to effectively use as a weapon. I mean, she could probably lift and use it if needed, but it's certainly unwieldable. She's generally opt for something like a knife. Besides, there's a staircase right near the scene of the crime, which means it would be easy for the killer to slip away without it being spotted. But they were spotted, weren't they? So Horse does suspect us. Okay. Weapons again. No, I believe I figured it out. You have? Yeah, I was thinking about it. The only one sequence of events that makes this all make a sense. The only thing I might think of is the fact that Rooster seeing Snake was not a mistake, but rather a function. Now that's an interesting proposal. Do go on. Snake was indeed the first victim. Our killer murdered them with the kitchen knife. But it wasn't all. They were out for blood. In that case, it's not obvious. Our killer is likely one of the traitors. They planned to kill everyone and escape alone. And so, they came up with a plan. So there's 10 of us left at this point, so 2 groups of 5 maybe? They could get people to think Snake was the murderer, and then banish Snake. We'd all have a common enemy. Snake would be the boogeyman, the unknown threat hiding somewhere in the school. They could blame him, all future killings on him. But to do that, they need to see Snake by the crime. So they took Snake's mask and his clothes and dressed up as him. I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe they killed sheep with the statue first, and just waited for a time when they could be spotted walking the crime. Maybe it was they walked with the statue by Rooster, happened to see sheep, clung to there. Whatever the case, they set up Snake with the disguise. However, they'd not be able to. They'd have to join up with the group They'd have to join up with the group soon enough to avoid suspicion. So they'd have to double back at the art classroom and abandon their disguise as fast as they could and join the rest of us. That's crazy. There's no way something like that could really happen, right? No, I think Ox is right. It all adds up when you think about it like that. In that case, I can narrow it down the suspects down to 2. We can. One of the people who possibly imitate Snake with the mask on, there's only 3 of his building. Rooster, already accounted for by Pig. That leaves Dog and Bunny. And the killer has to be one of you 2. That's absurd, ridiculous. I mean, Ox, you're really grasping at straws here, don't you think? I think the theory makes sense. You do? By the way, I should mention earlier, I have an alibi for the crime. What? You do? Yeah, I thought searching alone might be a bad idea, so I tagged along with Horse, much to his annoyance. Horse, can you confirm this? Indeed. Ooh. It's regrettable Dog is not the killer. It's regrettable! Okay. Okay. Well then. I guess that just leaves one person left. I knew Bunny was suspicious. I never trusted that phony smile of his. A plastic man. The type to kill in cold blood. Hey now, you can't be serious, right? This is absurd. You can't arrest somebody with such flimsy reasoning. This isn't a court of law, Bunny. It's a death game where we need to make hard decisions. In my opinion, Oxford's raised reasonable doubt that you're the killer. So we can't just let that go. So what should we do? I mean, he's suspicious. We can't kill him right up. We can't just kill him off this, right? I know. How about we just get some jump rope from the gym? We don't have to tie him to the chair. We can just leave the cafeteria. It seems sensible enough arrangement. Sensible enough. That's not even remotely. Bunny began to back away before he could put any distance. Horse grabbed a hold of his arm. You do not get to flee that easily. Oh, come on, Bunny. Why are you resisting if you've got nothing to hide? You're right. You're totally right. Honestly, in high-tension situations like this, it's natural for people to reach incorrect conclusions. I can't say that you're making a mistake, but if the group thinks this is for the best, I'd happily be confined. Then it's settled. I'll go get the rope. Before we knew it, Bunny was indeed tied up in the chair and left in the cafeteria. But it's a funny sight you'd forget if you forget the circumstances. He certainly didn't look amused. Well then, I suppose we should go back to it then. Yeah, we sure lost a whole bunch of time there, didn't we? The others should have been working right, so they can pick up our slack. Let's plan to regroup and recount for the minor trinkets in 2 rounds of time, got it? Everyone nodded their heads in agreement. And like that, everybody split up and returned to searching the minor trinkets. Well, almost everybody. 2 people walked around briefly away from the cafeteria right before turning around and heading right back to where they were. Ah, Mouse, glad to see we're on the same wavelength. Indeed, we went about this all as well. This went about as well as we could expect. Huh? I have to give you credit, Mouse. They took the story hook, line, and sinker. It worked like a charm. Ah, we got lucky. Things could have gone wrong in so many ways. Hold on, you 2 are the killers? The circle gets to the square. Okay. Nice work picking up on those context clues, buddy. Rooster, don't be mean to him. We're doing this because we have to. If you start to enjoy, you'll really become irredeemable. Not for this guy. Trust me, I know that his deal before we can, even before he got abducted. I'm not gonna have any sympathy for this guy. Oh? Long story. Not really the time for it. Maybe when we get out of here. Sympathy? Hold on, you two aren't really considering killing me, are you? Them's the breaks, Bunny. I'm sorry about this, but, you know, you're all tied up there. It's about a good opportunity we'll get. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, let's just think about this for a minute. Whichever one of you has the clever personality, you can win with two other people, right? I'm useful, I'm a cop, I know how to deal with situations like this. You just reconsider your position and I'll join your side, honest. You're probably going to need someone with my skills if you want to try and take down someone like Horse or someone like Tiger. Just ditch the dumb personality and help me out. Well, Rooster, he makes a compelling argument. Maybe we should make him our new... I should make him my new partner. Hey, are you serious here? Don't be stupid. He'll just hand you over to the group as soon as he gets free. Mouse, don't tell me you're falling for this. Easy there. I'm just messing with you. Oh, I knew that. Alright, I knew that. What do you mean you were just messing with him? Mouse, you can trust me, I swear. I don't think I can work with someone willing to sacrifice an entire group, if I'm being honest. You're willing to sacrifice the entire group. Yeah, and I won't and I wouldn't want to work with me either. Alright, enough chit-chatter. People could walk in at any moment. Yeah, I think with that, we should call it there. Poor Bunny. But someone's got to take the rap. Anyway. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and hopefully I see you on the next one. With that, goodbye.